morning once again, and a great afternoon as we are on manifestation topic. There's always something to learn in this. When our thoughts and feelings create our outer reality, these feelings are emotions, which is basically the same side of the two sides of a coin, feeling in the conscious mind and then emotion in the body, which are constantly triggering more and more thought because the memory of an event is recorded in our body. It's a chemical residue, it is there in the body, strongly recorded. Where is it recorded? We have these various gland systems, and every gland system has a set of neural networks. Heart center, we said that heart brain, which is a neural network. So it's also called in the Vedic system, the chakra system, right? So there is this energy centers. So there are neural networks. So the physical, biologically, there are neural networks that are there in every gland area. So the memories of the emotions are stored in various of these centers. So when we relive an emotion, it is stored so deeply that then we say at some point we are stuck in that emotion. The moment we see a person, suddenly that anger comes up. The moment we see a situation of a business, suddenly we feel that I might lose it again. So there are some core emotions that work against manifestation. There are core emotions that, when they're trapped in our body, then they work against manifestation. First thing is poor self image. Some of these core emotions that we carry without realizing. And as a result, we are constantly staying away from abundance. Abundance is saying that we are unlimited in thinking, unlimited in feeling, because there is this infinity of that field. Yesterday, if we understood that field is infinite, unlimited possibilities exist. We need not worry, we need not feel inadequate about anything. But deep inside, depending on however we've been either brought up or however the past few years of our life has been, so poor self-image is one of these emotions where we feel that inadequacy. It means that we feel inadequacy inside. I'm not good enough. We are from this poor background. We come from this remote area. Poor self-image, including I'm a woman, so I cannot do many things. Self-image. Of course, where did it come from? It all came from the environment, right? The conditioning. But when we carry this self-image, then you think about it. Every time we're talking about this emotion, always look at in the perspective of quantum field of unlimited possibility, unlimited opportunity. So where is the question of me being this and hence and I have certain limitations. So the poor self-image constantly affects what is an emotion. Emotion is so deeply imprinted. It is that memory that is deeply imprinted in the subconscious, and then it is there. And so it constantly projects for ourselves. Whether we like it or not, it projects for ourselves. These are subtle things that are there, and then they automatically project, right? If there is a life situation, you get an opportunity, the moment this limiting emotion comes, that poor self-image triggers off related to that, and then so we sort of pull back, or we already have done the damage by sending a signal to the universe. Okay, I'm a woman, I cannot do many things like that. So we send a signal, and so we create equally. So poor self-image. Now, all of these emotions, what do we do? Of course, our meditation is going to bring us awareness. And so naturally, we are constantly reflecting upon, contemplating upon where is my mind, where is my thought and emotion feeling, right? And then we get an opportunity to contemplate, and then slowly we can identify those and keep correcting them. We become more aware so that next time when we're thinking, we're going to bring in a heightened emotion of unlimited. So, poor self image is one emotion. There are many of them. Feeling guilt. Guilt is another one. That no, guilt means what? That fear that we're going to cause pain to somebody. This will eventually lead to, if I have more, then somebody else will suffer. So I should not have more. If I have more, then somebody else is suffering, so I should not have more. So we reject before even attract something into our life because we feel guilty. Again, one of it is some form of conditioning. Don't go after is being told to us. Then so we feel guilty if I have more than others are suffering. What do you have to do? You're free to attract it because deep inside we have a desire to attract. But then translate to compassion. Have more, share more. But deep inside we have this guilt consciousness. So as a result, then we keep rejecting. We feel we feel that our actions will cause hurt others. Small things to big things. And so we don't open up. We don't talk. We don't express. We don't desire. Feeling of guilt, feeling of loss. Basically, this is that fear of standard failure. Whenever we're approaching, we're doing a business, then we feel like, okay, I'm investing, and so I need to be careful because it again comes from the past, right? I might potentially lose it, fear of failure and then loss. So we work with a position of fear of failure and loss deep inside, because that emotion that we carry, the fear of failure. So we work with that position. Unknowingly, subtly, that is constantly projecting. Fear of failure, fear of losing. So naturally, our vibrations, what is our inner vibration is what our outer is. So when we work with that fear of loss or fear of failure, then naturally that business will have to have only mixed results or fail. Fear of lack is another one. Lack consciousness. You are going to a customer, then this is where this lack, oh, I have to somehow win it because before the competition comes, before these people come, let's go there and then catch all of them. We go to a train ticket reservation, we have to be rushing and then be there, be first, because the fear of lack conscious is not adequate for enough, there's not enough for everybody. So we constantly think from that angle and then rush. So when we think lack rather than thinking abundance, because what is quantum field is saying, there's infinite possibility, infinite opportunity. It didn't put a limit and said there is only so much of money, there is only so much of love, there is only so much of compassion, and there's so many opportunities of jobs. Everything is there, infinity, everything, plenty. In the macro level, the world economy is also only growing, right? From 50 years ago to now, the number of jobs are always more. The number of management positions are always more. The number of businesses are more. It's only growing. It's never shrinking. It's always higher in a big scale of time. But independent of what it is, if we understand the possibilities, then need to move from a lack consciousness of not having enough, right? Not having enough is essentially where it comes from. Somebody, a builder, announced an apartment complex, then we rush and say, yes, there is. I need to apply and then get it. So we rush for it. In the process, of course. So then we are approaching with the fear of lack consciousness. The lack is mostly it perpetuates into more and more creating lack. You got to feel abundant. If a friend has it, I feel good about it. Lack consciousness. When a friend gets something, we feel inside, oh, when will I get it? It's lack consciousness. We feel great for him, abundant consciousness. Mistrust. So once we have potentially perhaps have been either not good experience we had in a business or with a person in a relationship, or it could be in a business and anywhere in a work environment with a company that they did not do it right. So we have this carry the mistrust. So every time we're doing an interaction with something, then we constantly have the back of the mind this mistrust is there. So we don't trust. When we don't trust, we keep filtering. And so we keep rejecting, right? See, at the end of the day, that oneness, or no, we all one. How do you become one with this quantum field? Then you got to drop your identity, right? So mistrust means what? You're not trusting somebody or something, so then you feel that that is different, isn't it? If it is with you, within you, then you don't have that mistrust. So we are creating separation. Each of these emotions cause separation with a person or a place or a thing. That's the key. It's causing separation. With my poor self-image, I think that I'm lesser compared to a greatly achieved person in front. So you are lesser. So you are causing separation by yourself. For self-image, we cause separation. We try to have a separate identity. In fact, some people even get addicted to the self-image because that gives them attention. And we've seen this a lot of children, which carries forward into the adults too. That we are so addicted to the self-image, poor self-image, our victimization, because we seek attention with that. Otherwise, nobody's bothering about us at home. So mistrust is another emotion we carry, and as a result, in everything that we do, it just projects it in many, many situations. It projects it when you're interacting a person freshly, first time. Hmm, rich person, I gotta be careful. What are they going to do? Because maybe there's exploitation. Something like that, and it always projects. This company has got this policy. I'm signing a document. I better be careful. What are they making me sign? So mistrust. Past is past, right? Gatam gataha is gone. And this is where this quantum model is working, right? The quantum model, that infinite possibilities, you can manifest a possibility has nothing to do with what you had been in the past, because not linking the past at all. Past is only what we use to project similar to past, and so our future is typically the same. So how do we dealing? So the past is past. Mistrust, things might have happened, but doesn't mean that tomorrow it's going to be the same. A person who is, all it takes, Angulimala for the Buddha story. Angulimala was killing people. He wanted, Angulimala means he wanted to make a mala out of this button. Anguli is the thumb. So he wanted to kill. He was like one of the dreaded killers in that forest. And then everybody who goes there then would be killed by him. And then he takes, adds it his garland one by one. 99 people he killed, and then he had those 99 thumbs in his mala, the garland. So Buddha was passing by, and then villagers, before he was entering to the forest area, villagers told, please don't go. You cannot come back. Buddha said, what is the deal? And they told, this dreaded criminal is there. You cannot go. He said, no, let me go. So Buddha goes into the forest. Naturally, he's Angulimala is waiting. Who is my 100th prey? And then he comes to the Buddha and then says, I'm glad, I'm waiting for you. You come, and then so Buddha says, yes, I'm also coming for you. I'm also coming for you. So I'm not this body, what you think. So do what you want. Angulimala suddenly gets confused, totally gets confused. He didn't know there's a person standing in front. Everybody's only worried and feared and scared. Scared. This person is just standing confident and saying, whatever, up to you. So instantaneously he changes into the disciple. It only took that instance to transform himself and change to a new person. 99.99% what we attract, the type of relation we attract in our life, are based on how we think. If we think somebody is not helping, they're not helping. If they think somebody is going to cheating, they're going to be that way. If we think somebody is going to be rude, they'll be that way. Rash, that way. If we change a vibration, then they also change automatically. We attract that. They may not change, but we attract the right people with the same vibration. It is that quantum model. So, dear friends, all these limiting emotions that we have, then there are two more: separation, victimhood. There is this, under the gamut of loyalty, patternism, under the gamut of loyalty, patternism. People seek identity, and then that is masked under the garment of loyalty. They seek their identity, the recognition, that is, which means their separation is there. If I lose, the moment I break away from this company, then they fail. They say it's a loyalty, but under the mask of loyalty, they stay because they're always seeking that special identity. They feel they get separated from it, so that means they lose their identity. These are very, very subtle emotions. Very subtle emotions, tough to identify. But then, with meditation, dear friends, regular meditation, we are able to identify what is it that why am I attached to something. Even that loyalty also you start thinking about, is it true loyalty of being with them without necessarily worrying about what you are, or is it deep inside somewhere you got that thing that, okay, if I come out, then I will lose my identity, my recognition, right? So manifestation requires that we constantly become one with the field. We become one. That's when we can experience that unlimited. We're not separate. Otherwise, we're constantly be in the body in this lifetime. So we have to change a vibration. That means we got to identify some of these emotions, which will be slowly, slowly revealed to us as we meditate regularly. This simple breath mindfulness meditation is helping us. Simple mind meditation is helping us become so self-aware that it'll identify, and we have the opportunity to identify one side and another side. Anyway, many of these beliefs are getting reprogrammed automatically as we read and as we read and read. We're going to have a session about belief reprogramming further, but the more we read, the more we constantly recognize that, okay, why am I carrying this self-esteem, poor self-esteem, being a victim? Why am I doing that? And so, because everything that read is going to tell us that you are that infinite being, you are that unlimited being. Aham Brahmasmi is there, is no different. So it's an important aspect difference. Feelings, because feelings can produce an electromagnetic signature up to 5,000 more, 5,000 times more than a thought. Because feelings also produce energy, thoughts produce energy. So we got to constantly look at and change our state of being by changing that emotion. So during the course, we're going to introduce some meditations which we will use to apply and then rework, apply some energy to reprogram our emotions too. Let's go into this breath mindfulness meditation once again. Relax yourself, sit comfortably. Those of you are new, we are doing Anapanasati, or observing a normal natural breath. Our goal is to empty your mind from the thousands of thoughts. When observe the natural breath, our mind becomes empty. The posture is simple. Close your eyes, clasp your fingers into fingers, rest your hands comfortably in your lap, cross your feet at ankle. Cross your feet at ankle, fingers into fingers, clasp your hands and then rest them comfortably in your lap. Close your eyes, remove the specs, and observe the breath anywhere and take any point in the nose and observe in breath and out breath. And when I observe the breath, our mind becomes empty. If the mind gets if you get distracted to thinking and thoughts, come back to observing the breath. This is the whole. This is what we do for the whole duration. Prior to that, we are doing something called heart elevation. Follow my guidance actively. In heart elevation, we're going to keep our hand here and then fill up an heightened emotion of love or gratitude into our heart. Follow my guidance at that point. Actively, we have important guests today. Today is guest speaker day, and we've got a couple of we have a whiz kid coming in and then talking about her experience after the meditation. So relax yourself, sit comfortably. Wonderful. So when we recollect the experience, we record if something is deeper and meaningful, or you feel that it is telling you something. And we remember about this so that tomorrow or when your next meditation, you can do more of whatever that you did today, so it helped you to go deeper. Which experience you recollected for the heart elevation? If you felt really good about it, then use that experience again tomorrow. If it didn't click into heart elevation, then try recollecting some other memory. The same way in meditation, whatever that you did, will help you to stay calm, stay focused, and you can try that tomorrow. That's the idea. If things did not work well, then you want to try something differently. All right, friends? So it's always good to know people who have been practicing regularly meditation and then how their life is transformed. So we have several of our facilitators. So we're learning more about how it's been helping them. So that's we will have Naga Pradeep today share, and then we have a little master with a tremendous amount of clarity, sharing about our experience. So Veena,
Yes, sir.
use Naga Pradeep.
Yes. Hi, everyone. A very happy morning. Naga Pradeep is into the IT industry for over 7 years now. He likes reading books extensively. He has been practicing Anapanasati meditation for the last 8 years. Pradeep has been connected to Soul Trends Meditation Studio and actively into volunteering activities for the last 3 years. Pradeep has been volunteering on several activities for the Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation, like facilitating WhatsApp groups and book clubs and teaching young graduates and youth program. Pradeep actively communicates with corporates and gets new corporate programs initiated for the foundation. I welcome you, Pradeep.
Thank you, Ina. Good morning, friends. Very excited to share some of my experiences today. In fact, there are quite a few, but as this is the week of manifestation, I'll share 2 or 3 experiences which I deliberately worked on in my life. So I am working in the software profession in Bangalore for last 7+ years now. So meditation happened quite naturally into my life. So I kind of introduced myself to it. No one actually forced me or asked me to join this. So I clearly remember my school days where when I see this picture of Swami Vivekananda on the roadside flexis or on the notebook cover page. So I used to get that feeling of calmness and peace. So in my plus two, when I'm into this residential campus, there used to be a lot of stress, and one of my friend gave me this small book of Swami Vivekananda called Power Capsules, which was just ₹2. So it helped me a lot. I found a couple of words from that book called Shraddha and Meditation, though I did not understand much about them. I used to just close my eyes and sit every day for 10 minutes. And I clearly remember the day where I am going for my entrance examination, engineering entrance examination, MSET. So I just meditated for half an hour and then I slept for an hour and then I went to the exam. So the mind was so clear and calm that day. And once I'm out, my mom asked me how much rank we can expect. There are around 3.5 lakh people who have appeared for this examination. I said somewhere I'll get below 10,000. Don't worry. And she's pretty disappointed with my answer. Uh, so after a month, when I got the result, I am quite surprised that I ended up being with the rank of 600. So then I got into a good college, one of the top in Hyderabad, and then 4 years went by. I got placed in 3 multinational companies through campus placements, and so this was in 2012 April, and one of the company gave me a joining date, saying come to Chennai and join in the next 10 days. So that point of time, I got into the serious stomach problem where I went to a few doctors and couldn't get any help. So I wrote a mail to them saying that I'm not in a good condition to come now. Please take me in the next batch. So for which they agreed, and then the market went little down at that point of time, and they didn't give me the offer. So for the next 7 months, and during this time, I met my uncle in Hyderabad. His name is Balakrishna, and he got introduced me to this Anapanasati meditation. And he told me, "Why don't you practice this meditation? This can help you in cleaning up this stomach issue also." So as I don't have much work to do, daily morning and the evening, I used to practice 40 minutes, and I find a lot of benefit in over a 2 months period of time. And he just told me one statement at that point of time. He didn't tell me anything. It was just one statement. Whenever there is something not happening for you in your life, or you are going through the tough phase, you just increase your meditation hours. That's what he said, that one line. I just hooked on to that for the next 5 to 6 years from that point of time. And once I clearly remember, I think this is 2012, 2013 February, and I was frustrated. These guys are not calling me. Not all three companies, they were not giving the offer. So all my family went to a function that evening. So I went to YouTube and I chose the music of 2 hours meditation, instrumental music, and I plugged in the earphones with an intent. I just closed my eyes and sat in meditation for a couple of hours. And to my surprise, after the meditation, after an hour, when I went and checked the email, I saw a mail from the Wipro asking to come and join in Bangalore. And then immediately the next day, another company also, the HR called and said, asking me to come and join in Hyderabad. So both the dates were the same. So I was confused which one to choose. I don't know why I came to Bangalore. Someone pushed me. So this is the first experience that I had with meditation in deliberate creation. And then I worked in Wipro for 3 years, and then I got into startup. I worked there for almost 1 year, 10 months, and so this the startup, the work used to be so hectic, and then I felt I was doing nothing other than laptop, and then solving this production issues day and night. So then I thought, okay, I need to come out of this. I just want to go back to another company which is a little flexible. So this was the time, 2017 December. I got introduced to Soul Trends, and I started participating more in its activities. We were in the process of, me, Ravindra, and some other people. We were in the process of revamping and reviving that Soul Trends. So as part of that, we took a lot of initiatives and started new programs, and then this made me get into this meditation and its activities a lot. So I think Chandrasa did a one-day workshop that time on abundance creation. So the immediate day evening, I went to my home and then wrote in the paper. So what kind of company I would like to go in. So I wrote the amount of salary, and then how how far it will be from the place where I'm staying. What would be the work environment, the team, everything. So we worked for a month, and then by the end of January, I got around 3 to 4 offers, and I chose the one which is closer to the one which I wrote on the paper. So that is where I got into this company called DXC Technologies. I joined as a contractor at that point of time, leaving all the other offers which are offering permanent position. Again, I don't know why I've chosen it. These are all some of the turning points, which we'll understand only when we see the dots after a few years. And then so I had a beautiful experience even a year back. So I was about to resign this company, and then my manager had a discussion with me, and then the next day HR called saying that we are going to offer you this much hike. Are you willing to stay back? And I literally fell off from my chair hearing that figure, because I I didn't even dreamt of it. So yes, then I discussed with the SAR, and SAR gave some feedback, and I stayed back. For the last couple of months, I'm working on this another thing called finding right kind of attracting right partner into my life. So hopefully in a week or so, I'll be able to give some news. See, in all these things, there are okay. Before going to this one more, I'd like to close by sharing with this. So most of my time I'm spending either in the reading the books or in volunteering the service activities. So one day I got a thought, why not to make this as a full-time profession? But then this thought came to my mind. So if we get into the voluntary service, what about that fat salary every month coming and getting credited into the bank account? From where I'll get that money? So then I came across this book called Celestial Prophecy, where by author James Redfield, where he mentioned that the world is changing, and more people are going to get into this kind of activities of spreading the spiritual knowledge. Then he also mentioned a point over there that all these guys who are doing this as a part-time will eventually take this up as a full-time profession, and their lifestyle will never come down. They eventually they will end up eventually maintaining the same amount of lifestyle or even the better ones. So how it is going to happen, you can read that book. He has a detailed chapter explaining this particular scenario. Then once I read this, I got confidence, and that's it. I made a decision, and I can sense that the day is not so far away. So in all these experiences which I shared with you, there are two things that is in common. One is the meditation, and the second thing is holding a mentor. So I think, except that first one of choosing Wipro and coming to Bangalore, rest all the experiences what I shared, I have Chandra sir and Vani madam mentoring me. All these are the recent ones which I shared 2.5 years back. So it's very important for us to get latch on to those one or two people who can protect us and help us in guiding in guiding in the right way and to take the right decision, so that we'll save a lot of time. Eventually we'll not end up doing this, that, and all. Will Once we surrender to them, we'll just save a lot of time. Yeah, I think I'm done.
How are you enjoying your service experience?
It's been it's been tremendous. See, one thing what I learned over the last couple of years is service is one of the beautiful way. I don't say it's an easy thing to do, but yes, you will get so many things. So once you start involving with the people, interacting with the people, see, they're all are not of with your mindsets. People with from different ages, different backgrounds, different mindsets. So when we start working in with these people in these activities, so we'll understand. So you'll expand more. You'll understand situations from the other point of view. And so we talk about this concept of oneness, right? What does this oneness means? When we start involving in the service activities, we feel that we are one with everyone, and then eventually we lose ourselves, and uh, will become that one. So from 2018 onwards, as part of the Soul Trends, we went to a lot of parks and connected the public events. We went to schools, and then did the meditation events, and then we went to police stations, and then we went to divine homes and conducted meditation sessions. From the last 6 months, once we started this foundation, it's been so good that I could see that I have so much potential when I started participating in these book club activities, and then facilitating the events, and then talking to the company HRs, and getting convincing them that we'll do a program for you guys. Yeah, it's been so good. I request each and every one of you, if you get an opportunity to do latch on to one of the activities.
Wonderful. So Pradeep has been an amazing service-oriented person, doing so much service at a young age. And you stopped using beauty creams, sir. What is the secret?
Okay, I forgot to mention that. So we so many of the beliefs got reprogrammed. One such is I used to be very much the body conscious. So every month used to consume a lot of supplements, proteins, vitamins, and then all these fatty acids, good fats, bad fats. So I did a nutrition course also in that for a couple of months, and then every month used to spend 6 to 7 thousand rupees, thinking that the body needs all these things which we will not be getting through natural food. So one day when me, Sar, and Madam, we went for lunch in Sarjapur Road to one of these Italian restaurants. So pizza, obviously we ordered pizza, and then when we are discussing, I said, so I think I need to go back home and need to take my supplements today. We are not eating the healthy food. So then Sar listened, and he asked at the end. So uh, body has all he said this thing, body has all its capacity to manufacture whatever it needs for itself. You need not supply anything externally. So then I asked him, then why we need to eat all these things? So then he said, it was only just to satisfy the taste buds. So that's it. He spoke with so much intensity. Then from that day onwards, I left consuming all these supplements. And then And then I attended one workshop where he mentioned that aging is because of the stress, and it has nothing to do with anything else. Then I realized, okay, all these creams which I have been using every day, every month, putting another 2 3 thousand of cleansing, toning, and then moisturizing the face and scrubbing at regular intervals is all not needed. I stopped them using from the last 2.5 years. In fact, many of my colleagues in my office used to ask, "Your face used to be shining, your cheeks were shining. What do you do?" I said, "I do nothing other than keeping my mind calm and meditating regularly." So yes, see, this body is a beautiful pharmaceutical industry, as Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza says. It has the power to produce whatever it needs by itself. If you are looking for anti-aging, so the best solution is to keep your mind calm every single day. If you're looking for healing, again the solution is to keep your mind calm every single day. And meditation is a beautiful tool which can take us over there.
Wonderful, Pradeep. Thank you so much for doing all that you're doing for the foundation. Yes, you got to be working full time, not too far away. If you feel that way, then it's got to happen. Yes, Veena, let's introduce this little master.
Yes, sir. Akshita Rajdi, daughter of Jagan Mohan Rajdi, is a 9 years old kid studying fourth grade in PSBB school. Since childhood, she was interested in reading stories with morals and books on mythology. So far, she has read around 100 plus books. She is learning Carnatic vocal music since last 5 years. She enjoys going to various spots. She is meditating from the past 3 years. Let's hear it out from our little master, Akshita.
Thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Akshita and I started meditation 3 years ago. I felt pretty good and as it became faster in reading and writing all the things I could relate to books. Even my memory became a lot better than it was on books. I would like to say the advantages of meditation. Meditation has a lot of advantages, like as I said, memory, reading books, faster. But the most important one is it increases your consciousness or your awareness. And then why shift to vegetarianism? Because even plants are living thing, they also grow. Plants are living thing, but animals, they have a heart, they move like us, they're almost equal to us. But when a plant it can't move, it doesn't have a heart. True, it feels a pain, but it doesn't have as much as a pain of the animals. And then there is this quote written by Pino Caruso in Pyramid Valley out of Book Space. It is called People eat meat and think that they'll become as strong as an ox, but they forget that an ox only eats grass. I like this quote very much. And then, what are the advantages of reading books? Reading books, they have one specific advantage which I like the most. They have the stories of people which have the experiences. You can also use them in your own life. You can know the morals, and when that kind of a situation ever comes to you, you know what is the right decision. You know how to get out of the situation. You know the morals which can help you later on in life. I would like to tell the story of Swami Rama on miracles. It's called I Thought I Was Perfect. This story starts when Swami Rama thought himself that he was very perfect. And then, when he confessed this to his master said, "Are you drugged? What do you mean?" And then Swami Rama said, "Yeah, true, that's what I actually mean." Then his master said quietly, "Then you must have mastered four things. Master them, and then only will you be practice, and then only will you be perfect. First one, have a desire to meet God, but have no desire to claim something for yourself. Second one, get rid of attachment, greed, and anger. Only when you conquer these four, you will become as good as you think. Swami Rama said, okay, and then he decided to visit the sages which his master had told him. He knew that his masters knew him from when he was small. He always used to throw things so that they would know when he was around. He liked to do those things. And then, when he reached the first saint, he saw him under a tree, relaxing and smiling as if he were a lord of the universe. And then, when Swami Rama went near, he started massaging and touching his feet. He decided to do that because he thought that he was tired. He might be sleeping. He cried out five, 3 or 4 times. He said, "Hello, sir, how are you?" 3 or 4 times. And then, when he actually started massaging his foot, the saint kicked him so hard that he went out into the bushes and trees. He was seriously bruised and said, "I thought He thought to himself, huh, my master had definitely sent me to teach him a lesson." So then he went angrily. And then the sage, whoever, calmly said, "How are you, son?" And then Swami Rama said, "Come on, you ask me how I am after kicking me so hard." And then this sage smiled to this and said, "Well, you haven't not even conquered your anger. Instead, you have destroyed it. Your master told you that you should not get angry in any kind of situations." Then he recited something, a beautiful Persian belief. People touch a sage's foot because he spends the best time of his life devoting with his Lord at his lotus foot. And there's another reason. A people only find sweet because his face is always with the Lord. You should have this humility while touching my foot. Now go away. You're not worthy of my learning, he said. Then Swami Rama thought, oh no, I should have not gotten angry. And now off he went to the next stage. The next sage. The next sage, when he reached him, said he had a beautiful farm. He said, "Would you like that farm?" And then Swami Rama said, "Of course." Now this sage got a little annoyed. Your master told you not to get attached to a thing, but however, you got attached to this farm. And then Swami Rama thought sadly, oh no, why did I ever get angry or attached? Then he thought that he would not get attached again. And while he was walking towards the last sage, he saw a natural mountain fountain. Near the mountain fountain, there were a few gold coins which the sage had left. The earth. Then he picked up and then he said to himself, "I'm a Swami now. What are these of use to me?" Then he threw them away near the mountain fountain and came out again. And then when he came to the last stage, he was really annoyed. "Come on, why do you still have this lust for gold? You're not perfect in any way. So you're not still worthy of my teachings." So then Swami Rama slowly trotted towards his master. Then what then his master asked, "What did you learn? What did you learn?" And then his master says, I then his then Swami Rama says, "I learned that no person is actually perfect. The person who thinks he's perfect only has the feeling he's perfect, but he's not. It's the way is to get out of your pride, and then it's always best to do the things more and feel the pride less." Thank you.
So, Akshita, What books have you read so far?
I have kind of read different categories, but I have completed an author called Sudhamurthy series of books. And then in Mahabharata and mythology, I would recommend Sudhamurthy's The Serpent's Revenge. And then I also like this book with Devdutt Patnaik. These two books are my favorite in Mahabharata. And I kind of like the stories which are of Mahabharata and adventurous.
What spiritual book have you read? Other Ramayana and Mahabharata.
Other than Ramayana and Mahabharata, mm, in spiritual books, I only have completed Power of Now, and meditation is very, very, very easy. And Jonathan the Seagull book. These three books. And yeah, Swami Rama and Yogananda too.
Okay. You said meditation helps us to expand, what did you say? Consciousness. What,
Yes, the most important one is
uh,
consciousness,
what is your
awareness.
experience of it?
My experience while doing now was very nice. Like, I don't know whether it was imagination or was it I thought of it, or whether it was just an experience. That kind of things often happen to me, but it was like I was in a beautiful open field. I also had this experience while I was asleep, so have no doubt it was a vision. Like, I can't think while I sleep. I sleep too deep.
Okay,
Uh,
so you have clarity there. Okay, but so how is meditation helping you in dealing with your parents?
In dealing with my parents, well, sometimes I can help them out more.
Okay, how are you helping yourself?
I can help myself by giving myself some time to do a thing, and I'm trying to understand myself to do things better and to be grateful for my body.
Okay, grateful to your body. What does that mean?
Um, I have to be thankful for my body for, you know, I. It is kind of half of the reason why I actually exist. It helps me do all kinds of things. Like, I can even talk to you now because I have this. So I got to be thankful for my body and all it does, whether it's less or more, big or small.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Any how is it helping in building friends?
Building friends in Pyramid Valley and all, I don't actually. I make friends, like, I kind of like them. I just feel it when they come around, and even, I like dogs now. Before meditation, and I used to just be scared of them. They used to bark at me and la and la. But however, now I'm not scared of them. They're human beings, or at least beings. They can bark, they have their own language, and it also helps me to talk better and not be so nervous as I was before.
Okay, great. So you are reading a lot of books. So do you think books are helping you in a big way in being a better person?
Yes, of course. It helps me to be a better person. Like, there's a story, and when I get into that situation, I know what to do to get out of that situation, or how to deal with the situation. You The story, it might be a story to another person, but for me it might be a personal experience. So it helps me to know what is right, or at least teaches me the morals which might help me, and it teaches me what I can do in these times and in new times.
How
That's how
did,
books help me.
my last question, how did you enjoy COVID time? I-
COVID time was pretty fun roaming around and visiting my native and Pyramid Valley, staying there for a month. All was fun.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Akshita. This is wonderful to hear you.
Thank you.
To say that you're reading many books. I knew your dad told me that you're reading books at Soul Trans every time you would come around, but you're reading many books and then expanding, and then you have even a recommendation to make to us, saying that read this book and that book. So great to have you and share, and then importance of expanding our knowledge with books. So, dear friends, Jagan, who is one of our facilitators, that's Jagan's daughter, Akshita. I don't know whether Jagan got motivated through his daughter or his daughter got motivated through Jagan. So either way, both of them are reading and meditating a lot. Thank you so much, Akshita, for being here and telling us some of your experiences. All right, friends. It's always great.
Akshita is amazing.
Yes,
Chandra,
yes, sir.
Akshita is amazing.
Yes.
She's amazing.
Thank you.
Which school are you studying? In which school?
PSBB. Bannerghatta
Okay.
Main Road.
Yes, PSBB, sir. PSBB stands for what?
Mm,
But anyhow, you're brilliant.
Thank you.
You can be a role model for all young children and even for adults, actually. Amazing. You're proud parents. And the credit goes to the meditation or your parents or to both?
To both.
Both. Okay, that's very good.
Without one, all cannot be birth.
Wonderful. Chandra, she is amazing.
She is amazing, sir.
You're amazing.
She has interviewed for 50 minutes. She was answering questions to the
Ah,
PMC channels. That's when I realized someone to have so much clarity to actually continue to speak for that long.
it's a big discovery. Big discovery, and she will be motivating many. If if people watch this program, it'll be motivating not only children but even the adults also. And of course, Naga Pradeep is known master. He's a great master. We all know him. Yes. Thank you for putting these two people today.
Thank you, sir. Hi, Jagan.
Hi, sir.
Want to say something about Akshita?
That is the father, is it?
Yeah, Jagan is.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Congratulations to you. Wonderful. You and your wife must be amazing parents to bring up a child like this.
Where is Sushmita?
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you, sir. Sushmita is in kitchen, sir.
kitchen. Okay. All right.
Yeah, actually, yeah, she reads. No, I can talk 2 minutes, but if see, the
How
thing
long
is
you
like,
have been in meditation? How long you have been in meditation? Jagan?
I started. It's been 3 years, sir. But I even my daughter also inspired from myself. I believe I asked her to meditate, and she was started meditating, and now she's doing every day meditation, and that helped in reading the books. And of course, I feel like she observed a lot the parents, not only my kid, every kid is like that. And I feel like kids are mirrors of the parent, that I understood. I mean to say that, like, no, many just one suggestion I would like to give to everyone is like, so many parents, they think like, no, my kid is like this, like something, they find something like, no, they have to improve. But actually, thing is, my experience, if kids are doing something wrong, it's a mistake with from the parents end to correct. That I noticed from my daughter.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Great service. Great service to humanity you are doing, bringing up a daughter like that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Akshita. Wonderful seeing you, listening to you.
Thank you again.
We would like to meet you sometime in the Pyramid Valley.
Yeah, me too. I like Perumal Valley a lot.
Oh, we feel like listening to you for a longer time, but Mr. Chandra will not give the time.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Send.
God bless you.
So we'll send her interview link. Pretty a lot of clarity. I mean, what baffled me is that is so much clarity of thought.
We can keep listening to this child, so it's so clarity and so genuine, brilliant.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Akshita. Thank you, Nagapradeep, for sharing your experiences, dear friends. Meditation is helping everybody, right? Even though this is a business leader, a leadership program, we wanted to bring in, of course, Pradeep has talked about several manifestations of things. He's a perfect example of a vibration causing our outer reality. And then Akshita is more around, we develop so much clarity, the confusion to clarity, right? So confusion to clarity to creation. These are ways we move from meditation. So, and then a lot of reading and a lot of spiritual books and a lot of books that are attracting her. The more we read, the more clarity we gain. So I felt, it's important that we all understand, how much she's reading. I hope my daughter comes one of the days. My daughter also read a lot, but I think Akshay is reading a lot more at a very early age, and then she's reading right books, and then developing that natural ability to understand what's right and wrong, like naturally losing out fears and many more things. So we take inspiration from you, Akshita, in reading more is a way to expand our consciousness, as a way to create a great future for ourselves. So thank you all, and we meet back tomorrow again at 6 a.m. with one more masterclass around this manifestation topic. And until then, have a great day. Well, those of you who want to share your experience or any questions, 2 minutes later. Thank you. Rina?
Yes, sir. We have Ashish.
Yeah, thank you. It was really very beautiful, Chanda sir. I've been very excellent, and I am enjoying my meditation. Last 10 days I've started first time, and I feel fresh after the meditation. I feel I am in the new world. The world has started again for me. Sometimes I even forget whether my hands are locked or not. So that is the kind of situation I get into. But thoughts are not going yet. The thoughts and the kind of thoughts are very fickle thoughts. I mean, I can't remember those thoughts. I mean, that is the nature of thoughts now I'm getting now. So just want to know the full emptiness of mind and how it can be achieved. Yes, you have told several times, and I am still looking for those moments where I can achieve the emptiness of mind. But certainly the thoughts are very fickle, and I cannot even remember which were the thoughts.
Yes. So emptiness will happen, Ashish. It'll happen. Our job is to observe the breath, and it takes time as we lessen our attention onto the thoughts, so they'll slowly flare down, right? So there is first is this conscious thoughts that are going down, and then slowly the subconscious, that which is like a river bed, which is a seabed. It is there solidly, and then from there arise all these thoughts. So the subconscious that has to slowly melt away. It takes time. When those go away, all those deeper memories, then most of these thoughts will also go down. So it's a process. It's going to happen, and it is happening all the time. Is that we may not feel, we may not experience many times, because we go into the short pockets of emptiness which you don't experience at all, but it's happening all the time. So when you said you didn't feel whether your hand fingers are locked or not, it is a state of emptiness. That is a state of emptiness. Okay, because normally we can sense the physicality so much, and if you don't sense it, that means you have gone into a kind of state where you are away from your body, far away from the body, and hence you don't experience that physicality there. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. How do you like the session today?
It was awesome, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Akshita is in more and more clear, isn't it?
Yes, sir. And she was awesome. I love the way she has spoken. And, that's so much of clarity. I could see a successful entrepreneur in herself from now only. How she has put her words, no confusion, nothing. Awesome.
Yes. And have you heard Nagaprati before?
Yes, I have heard him last time, and even the last time also I was in the book club, so I have heard his experience too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. for giving us an opportunity to listen to you actually.
How is your meditation going, Kanchanji?
It's going awesome, sir. I became very much calm and all that. And even I'm working on my manifestation work. I started doing the same thing which we have done in the 3 days program. And a lot of clarity and all this is happening. And even I have shared with you what I really want to do for Buddha CEO also. That also working on that too.
Wonderful. So we should just take up and then do it.
Yeah.
Just yeah, just get in touch with Naga Pradeep and Rakesh and then just do it. I mean, we don't have
Yeah,
to
I
for a
spoke to
meeting.
Rakesh 2 days back in the evening, and I have told him, and which has he implemented too. Okay, so that was really wonderful. And the two things which I really had to work on, so that I'm doing it.
Great. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Raj.
First of all, my sincere gratitude to you for this wonderful session. And I have a question related to yesterday's session. Yesterday, you are showing a video related to a marble example where observation collapsed the possibility. Just I want to understand, we always used to manifest and think I need to meet this person. I want to become like this. Okay, sometimes those possibilities dilute in the sense we it seems that we might be pretty close to that, and we might miss that as well. And is that because of just I want to understand what is the reason behind, the scientific reason behind, is that the manifestation, or why the manifestation is not that effective uh, in terms of is that my observation or our observation is not uh, uh, getting into that reality situation, and what is the reason behind it?
No, we can't start with the prejudice that manifestation are that effective. When we are saying it's not effective, then we have not fully kept ourselves in the right vibrational state. So there is one thing to say that if there is a traffic light and then you are going and I am going, and you have urgent work and I have urgent work, and then you wish I want green and I wish I want green, unmindful of what others can get, I wish I want green, and unmindful of what others can get, you wish you want green. So what will happen if manifested happen, both get green? So there is that force. So but how do you, so this is that, right? When we ask for something by ourselves, independent, unmindful of something else, which means we are more separate, we're thinking separate, only me, right? So if our wish is I want green but let the best happen for everybody, then you can get the perfect answer there, right? Isn't it? You have $10 in your budget and then you got to give to somebody, and three people are asking, and then you being there, then you recognize and see this $10 is actually helping 1,000 people here. So you're going to place a bet there, right? A mindful CEO will place a bet there. A Buddha CEO will place a bet on where it's going to help maximum, and what where it could be a lesser impact. So it's like that. There is something is always looking. Consciousness is always paying attention and helping manifest appropriately where the wish is coming from a very isolated. So what is the secret then is in the manifestation, we elevate ourselves, and the more participation, emotional participation of others is involved in our manifestations that we are asking for, then the more it will happen, right? That's why we continuously and harping on become one, become one, become one. The more we become one, the more our wishes are going to be aligned to a, not only to ourselves, it will still be to ourselves, but also to the greater help of others. So that's how that's why sometimes when we ask for it, it doesn't appear like it happened exactly, or it happens to part of it. Some of those aspects come into picture.
Oh, thank you, Chandra sir, for clarity. Thank you.
And the time frame is another one. We feel within a given time frame, it didn't happen, so it didn't happen. But there's no time and space for manifestation. It's always happening. If only we are open to this, right? We ask for it. Time is over, so we don't bother about it. But 2 months later, 2 years later, it would have happened to us, but we don't even notice it's coming to us. So there's another thing that is always happening. Right. All right, friends. Thank you all for being there. It's always nice to have these discussions. And I'm as much motivated with Akshita and Naga Pradeep in expanding our knowledge and consciousness with by reading more and then changing our vibration constantly. And thank you all and have a great day.